Hey guys, how you doing? If you are preparing for your Saskatchewan road test, here are some driving rules that you must adhere to make sure you pass your test. Number one is adhering to speed limits. So for most of the route, there are 3 speed limits that you will encounter. Number one is the urban area speed limit, which is 50 kilometers per hour. So you must not exceed 50 kilometers per hour. Number two are the school zones, which are 30 kilometers per hour in most places. In some places, there are 40 kilometers per hour. You must not exceed these limits. On the highways, you will see either 90 kilometers per hour or 110 kilometers per hour. In most highways for this test, you will see 90 kilometers per hour. So you must not exceed these speed limits. Also very important is not driving too slow in these areas. So if you drive too slow, that may be termed as obstructing other traffic by your examiner, which can be either termed hesitation or dangerous driving, which can also lead to failure in this exam. So you want to adhere to the speed limit. Secondly, right-hand turns are allowed at red lights, but only after coming to a complete stop. So if you are turning right at a traffic light, you must bring your vehicle to a complete stop if the light is red. You wait for 3 seconds and then continue driving off. If you fail to drive off after stopping, that will be termed hesitation, and you can lose up to 5 points for hesitating. Another very important point is that you must yield to pedestrians and cyclists at every uncontrolled intersection. Failure to yield to pedestrians and cyclists is automatic failure because that is 10 points lost. Also, you must stop at every single stop sign. So for every stop sign, you must bring your vehicle to a complete stop. Now, one mistake that some people make is what we call a rolling stop. So they get a stop sign, stop the vehicle, and move. So they just step on the brake and move. That is a rolling stop, and that can make you fail the test. So you want to stop your vehicle completely, wait for at least 3 seconds, then drive off if the road is safe. Next is that drivers must not pass another vehicle on the right-hand side unless it is safe to do so. So you don't pass another vehicle from the right, rather from the left-hand side. Another very important thing you want to take note of is yielding at a yield sign. So when you get to a yield sign, you must yield. What does that mean? Some people make the mistake of stopping at a yield sign when the road is free. Now, if the road you are driving into is free, all you need to do is at a yield sign is slow down, observe, make sure the road is free, and drive off. No need to stop. Now, if you stop at a yield sign while the road is free, your examiner could term that as hesitation, or you're not knowing the rule, what you're supposed to do at that point. So you want to avoid that. Next is drivers must not stop on top of crosswalks and sidewalks. So when you get to maybe an intersection or you want to drive into a road and there is a sidewalk, you must not stop your vehicle on top the sidewalk or on top the crosswalk. So it's either you stop before or after the crosswalk, depending on the road condition. And very important too, when making a left turn at a traffic light, if the light is red, you must come to a complete stop and wait until the light becomes green. Now, if the light is green and you have a pointing arrow that is blinking left, that means you have the right of way and can drive off. However, if the light is green but there is no arrow that is flashing telling you that you have right of way, you have to wait and yield to the oncoming traffic on the road that you are going to turn across. Now the tricky part is If you are the first vehicle in front in that intersection and there is oncoming traffic but light is green, you are expected to establish inside the intersection. So drive your vehicle inside the intersection, but you must keep your steering straight. No turning of the steering. So keep the steering straight, drive into the intersection, and wait until the oncoming traffic is free. Then you can drive off. A lot of things can go wrong here. One of the things I see go wrong many times is when people are in front and they fail to drive into the intersection. That is hesitation. Or if the examiner is the one telling you, hey, road is free driving, that will be assisted driving, and that is automatic failure for the exam. Because if the examiner assisted anyway, you failed the test. Now, another thing that usually happens is when a vehicle is already inside the intersection and you are behind that vehicle, only one vehicle is allowed into the intersection at a time. So if you are the second vehicle and another vehicle is already inside the intersection, please stop behind the vehicle just before the stop line. Do not drive into the intersection. Another important thing is wandering. So you don't want to wander from your lane and come back again. So you drive to your lane and drive back. That is wandering, and you lose 2 points for doing that. Now, one of the easiest things that people fail in this test is failure to signal, check mirror, and check shoulder when making a lane change or when turning. You see, for every single lane change and every turn that you make, you must do 3 things. Turn on your signal, make sure you check your mirror, and then check your shoulder, make sure the road is free, and turning. Now, most people fail to signal, or they signal check mirror, but fail to check their shoulder. Each time you fail that, you lose 2 points. Now, your signaling is also tricky because you don't want to signal too late. You must signal 30 meters or more before you make your turn if you are driving 50 kilometers per hour or below. If you are driving at a higher speed, you are expected to signal up to say 150 kilometers or more before you make your turn. So make sure you signal on time, not too late. Sometimes not too early as well, because if you signal too early, maybe there are a lot of driveways on the side you are turning to and you are signaling. Drivers behind you can be confused, thinking that you want to make a turn to one of those driveways. So you want to time it properly, make sure you signal just at the right time. Now, if you follow these rules, I assure you that you are on your way to passing your SGI road test. Are there any rules that I missed? If there are, please put them below in the comment section and tell me your experience with the SGI road test. I'll see you in the next video, and I wish you the very best as you take your SGI road test. Bye bye for now.